Hello everybody, how are you today? Lisa Strickland here in your Immunity Kitchen. So today we are going to whip up a really quick fried rice, which is easy to make. Most of your family will enjoy it, and it's just something easy rather than going out there or ringing Uber Eats or those sort of things, because this is my mission at the moment, is to get everybody trying to do more cooking at home and getting as many good vegetables, because we don't eat enough, even ourselves, just to get those few things into you that are going to assist you, going to help you. If you've got everyone at home, and it doesn't matter whether you're in lockdown at the moment or you're not, most of us in the last 18 months have started working from home a lot more and have our family around us a lot more. So it's really good to be able to go to the fridge, and for them, have you got the people that stand there with the fridge drawers open and just look and go, there's nothing to eat. So if you could just get a few of those things into your fridge, then everything will be really good. You can get on with your day and not deal with, that echo that you hear all the time. So today we're going to whip up some fried rice. Now you can use some of the rices that are great to use for a fried rice. You can use just a long grain rice, white rice. I prefer to use, if I'm going to use white rice, I'll use a basmati because it's lower in GI. So, it's going to keep your blood sugar levels a lot more stable. The thing that I tend to do is I mix. Today I'm using a basmati rice, white rice, but I mix between the basmati brown rice and the white rice, okay? So it just gives a little bit of variety, but also gets the kids used to a nuttier flavour, which is what the basmati brown rice is. So if you normally have kids that don't like brown rice, try basmati brown rice. It is not the same. So it is just a little bit easier to cook, and especially if you need to make sure that you soak it, okay? With any brown rice, you need to soak it for a minimum of 3 hours, and then it will cook just the same time as a normal rice does. So I usually cook my rice the day before when I do this sort of thing. When I'm packing up the dishwasher in the evening or whatever, I'll just throw some rice on, and then I can just cook it up and then throw it in the fridge for the next day. Just works out easier. All right, so we're going to get to making my rice. Now, what I have here is I've got a few different things. Like I always use a basis, have some sort of onion. So I like to use some spring onions. You can use shallots, you can use normal onion if you like. I've got some capsicum that I've chopped up there, some red capsicum. Doesn't matter if it's red or green. Red makes it look prettier, but it's no difference. I chop up all the little broccoli florets, and I've always got frozen peas and corn in the freezer, so I always throw in that. So I'm going to just flip this around a little bit so you can see what I am doing. And hello to anyone that is out there watching. Good to see you, great to have you here. Okay, so we're just going to turn this on. All right, now I'm going to turn this on. It just flashes a little bit, so I'm not quite sure whether that's off-putting. At the moment it's not, so that's good. All right, so one of the keys I find to really tasty fried rice is sesame oil. So I use a toasted sesame oil that I get from my organic grocer. All right, I'm going to put that up a little bit. Now the joys of induction, so it heats up pretty quickly, especially if you put it on a higher heat and then just reduce it down. So first of all, I'm just going to throw in my string onions and my capsicum and fry those up. If you want to put garlic and you like garlic, I just think I don't particularly appreciate garlic in my fried rice, but if you like it, then put it in. It's not, there's no reason why you can't have the vegetables that you like in fried rice. It's just about getting food in your fridge that is easy to heat up and that your family are going to enjoy, because that is the really big thing, you know. When you've got everybody at home, it's, you know, this is good for, and even if when everybody's kids are at school, it doesn't matter. On a weekend, at least you have something in the fridge that your kids can just heat up, and they're not standing there whining because they don't know what to eat. And yes, and there are some adults like that as well. So it's not just kids, it's also the kids at heart. I'm just going to turn mine over. Okay. Now, for my fried rice, I like to keep things a little bit crispy, as in I like my vegetables a bit crunchy. So I like to cook them so the flavour comes out in them, but not for extreme amounts of time. Now these are frozen, so I do put those in early. Okay, and get that cooking. Okay. So for those of you who are gluten-free, or that are watching, or gluten intolerant, I will say, try and find yourself a gluten-free soy sauce if that, you know, works for you. Okay, you can get gluten-free tamaris, you can get all sorts of different things now. There's lots and lots of things on the market. So you just find the flavour that you and your family really enjoy. Alright, so I'm just going to put the lid on for 2 seconds, because I just like to steam those peas and corn, because there's nothing worse than getting a frozen pea or corn in your fried rice. So actually I'm going to throw that broccoli in there too, because that needs to steam a little bit. I like it crunchy, but I still like to steam it up. Now, if you really want to get the steam going, this is what I do. You don't need much, just about a tablespoon of water, and that'll get the steam happening, and that'll cook the broccoli a lot quicker. So it just takes a couple of minutes, and that's it. So, you know, finding the things that your family are going to eat and make sure that they're in the fridge is, I think, is a key to really getting everybody to eat at home a lot more. Because the moment, and you know as much as I do, the moment you open that refrigerator up, everyone looks at it and goes, but there's nothing here to eat, Mum. Or, you know, there's nothing here to eat. Everybody usually these days, especially in the last 12 months to 18 months especially, have been using a lot of those delivery services which bring in takeaway food. And other than the fact that it's an extremely expensive way to live your life, it is not great for your body. You know, it's really, there are, as much as you can find the really healthier things to eat, they're still going to be full of a lot of fat, you know, and fats that you wouldn't particularly use. You know, I'm not saying don't use fat in your cooking, but what I am saying is that you have control over the quantity and the types that you use when you are doing your own cooking and pre-preparing things so you have things available. Now I'm just going to see, are there any questions out there? I can see a couple of people watching. Hello there, Francis. Hello there, Simone. How are you? So, that's the only other thing is you need to keep an eye on it. All of a sudden it goes. Okay, we'll just turn it down a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to add some rice, but I am going to add a little bit of sesame oil at the bottom, because I don't tend to use a lot of, I'm not big on pans with coatings on them. So I tend to have just my stainless steel. So I just need a little bit more. So I just add my rice in. And as I said before, you can use basmati brown rice, I find really, really good. I promised my family today a bit of basmati white. Now, why basmati? Because basmati is really good in regards to your GI. So it just keeps that sugar level a little bit more stable. All right, so now you can do as much or as little as you like. My kids have always loved rice. I've always been lucky enough to have amazing friends from all different countries, and one of those countries has always had Chinese and Japanese friends, and so my kids have grown up with rice in their diet, and you know, they're very simple. They really, really enjoy just a bowl of rice and some stir-fried vegetables. So it's been really good in that way. Now I'm just adding a little bit of soy sauce, and I actually like, and if you can deal with a bit of gluten in your life, there's not a lot in these sort of things. I love the sweet soy sauce, okay, because it just gives it just a little bit. You're not using an enormous amount. You really aren't. So I just think that your food has to have flavour. You need to be able to enjoy it, you know. Alright. So I just mix that through. Always taste it, okay? So always taste what you're eating. Now if you want to and you would like to, you can steam some chicken and put it through. If you'd like to, you can, and I do sometimes, today I'm not, chop up some tofu and put that in, depending on, you know, what you like to eat. But nice chicken fried rice. You can put pineapple in there. My husband loves pineapple in his fried rice. So you know, it's just about getting your spoon, trying it, and making sure that the flavour is what you like, because we're all different, you know. I'm going to probably add a bit more, because mine like it a little bit salty. So, but you know, there you have it. It's pretty easy. It's not hard to do. And you know, I'm just going to let that keep going and I'll just have a chat. So it's really easy and it's not hard to do, but it really is all about having that food there so that you've got something that you can snack on or you can have for your lunch. Because the other good thing is, if you've got these things, these are good to have, because it is good to have your main meal at lunchtime if you can, because it allows your body to use up that energy so that at night time you can have a lighter meal, which is, you know, while we're at home a lot, this is a good opportunity to have your main meal at lunchtime. So, you know, there's another idea for you to have in the fridge for when you get hungry, when you're, you know, working from home, and when you get to lunchtime and you realise that there's nothing there. Because it is really important that we sort of get ourselves a little bit organised. The other thing is, when you do that and you know what you're cooking, you can actually make lists, and it makes your shopping a lot cheaper as well. Because, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, we're all trying to watch, you know, what we're spending, especially at the moment. So it's a really good way of, you know, doing some shopping where you're going to use all your produce and you're not throwing away a lot of stuff, because people do tend to throw a lot of food and have a lot of waste. So enjoy that. Let me know how you go. And tomorrow I will be here with another great idea. So for your lunches or snacks during, you know, this time. All right, everybody, take care, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.